Renowned city car dealer Joseph Cairo Wambui, popularly known as Khalif Kairo, finds himself in legal hot water once again. Shortly after attending a court hearing for one of his pending cases, Cairo was rearrested, adding to the mounting allegations against him. His reputation as a successful businessman has been overshadowed by a series of fraud accusations that paint a picture of deliberate deception. The most recent arrest stems from claims that Cairo received payment for an SUV but failed to deliver the vehicle to the buyer. This is not an isolated incident. Earlier this month, Cairo faced charges for allegedly defrauding a client out of $2.1 million, pretending he could facilitate the importation of a Honda Vezel hybrid from Japan, an import that never materialized. In yet another case, Cairo is accused of pocketing $2.9 million from a client in July 2024 under the guise of importing a Subaru Outback. Despite full payment, the promised vehicle has yet to be delivered, leaving the buyer empty-handed. These cases highlight a troubling pattern of behavior that has placed Cairo firmly under the investigative lens. During a court hearing on January 13th, the prosecution, led by investigating officer Esther Mburu, opposed granting bail, arguing that Cairo is a significant flight risk. Mburu presented an affidavit detailing the businessman's alleged schemes and his apparent capacity to evade justice. The affidavit pointed to a worrying pattern of deliberate fraud and suggested that releasing Cairo on bail would compromise the judicial process. One striking revelation was that Cairo had purchased a ticket to fly to New York on January 12, 2025, just 2 days after securing the booking on January 10. Police arrested him before his departure, suspecting that the trip was an attempt to flee the country. Cairo allegedly claimed he was traveling to secure funds to settle his disputes, but this explanation failed to convince both his victims and law enforcement. The prosecution also argued that Cairo's financial resources and history of alleged fraudulent activities make him capable of evading justice if released. This reinforces the narrative of a man who, despite his outward success, may be orchestrating schemes that exploit trust for financial gain. Cairo's repeated arrests underscore the broader issue of fraudulent practices within the business community. While his case highlights an individual's alleged misconduct, it also reflects systemic challenges in consumer protection and the enforcement of contractual obligations. The stories of his alleged victims serve as a cautionary tale for buyers and a reminder of the need for due diligence when engaging in high-value transactions. As the judicial process unfolds, Cairo's case will likely attract continued public interest. It not only raises questions about individual accountability, but also about the mechanisms in place to protect consumers from such predatory practices. Whether justice will be served remains to be seen, but the allegations against Cairo have already cast a long shadow over his once flourishing reputation.